This programme is powered by Hankook Tyres, Autosportinsurance.com, and Magla. Create your own digital magazine. Welcome to the Supercar Challenge powered by Hankook, and welcome to the circuit of Zandvoort on the Dutch North Sea coast for the biggest motorsporting weekend of the year. The Jumbo Race Days driven by Max Verstappen. Over the course of 3 days, almost 100,000 fans came to see Max Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and former Red Bull ace David Coulthard. The place was absolutely heaving and the fans were treated to some top-class motorsport from loads of races. No fewer than 50 entries for round 2 of the Supercar Challenge powered by Hankook. And in the next half hour, we'll see the highlights from both 1-hour races in all classes. In the GT class, everybody expected the light and nimble M4 silhouette BMWs to dominate in qualifying, and so they did. Car 111 for Bas Schouten and Vard Slice take pole position for race 1. They are the leaders in the GT Championship, 2 points ahead of Willem Meyer, who shares the second BMW M4 silhouette run by JR Motorsport with Michael Verhagen. They're also starting on the front row, followed by the fastest of the Porsches, Roger Graals and Henry Zumbrink, car number 189, with a total of 13 Porsches in the GT class, including Bob Herber, third in the championship, starting from row 4 of the grid. Mixing the tail of the GT field, the fastest Supersport 1 cars, René Steenmetz with the Cupra TCR, second in the championship. His 5-point deficit to Dennis de Boers and Stan van Oort becoming 6 as they claim the point for pole and race 1. In Supersport 2, father and son Job and Bart Aronson are on pole with their BMW 1 Series GTR. In the Sport Class Championship leader Rob Neiman's Spirit Racing Clio is in pole, extending his standings lead to 2 points ahead of reigning champions Chris Vogt and Bart Vanderbroek with their Peugeot RCZ. Conditions perfect for the first race of the weekend, a packed grid and a packed Zandvoort circuit for race 1. Pole position man Bas Schouten with Willem Meyer's BMW alongside. Then the Porsches led by Roger Graals, Jos Janssen, Koen Wouters and John de Wilde. Safety car pulls off. Out of formation, Dan Meyer's Martini Porsche. That could be a penalty. Lights change, away we go. Porsches have got to use their power here to get in front of the lighter BMWs. Around the outside went Jos Janssen. There's Janssen with the gold and red stripes around the outside, but into the lead. Bas Schouten just hangs on. The all-white car, and that is John de Wilde around the outside, but he loses ground there. Koen Wouters slips through, as does Roger Graals. Well, Wouters couldn't quite complete the move. John de Wilde on the outside, down into Hugenholtz. De Wilde into 4th position. Everybody else sweeping through the tight left-hander and out into the dunes. Let's take a look again at the start from Roger Graals. The BMW's not as quickly away. Graals down the inside, finds himself held up, that's all there is to it. But under braking, Bas Schouten goes into the lead. And Roger Graals shuffle back down to 4th. He gets underneath John de Wilde and up to 3rd though, out of Tarzan. Battle for 4th place on board with Koen Wouters. He's got a run going here, and John de Wilde looking down the inside. Oh, and that's a big deep pass. Has the lunge into the Audi S and through he goes, and trouble, and that's Rick Renmans. On board with Ronald van Loon, the Supersport 1 BMW driver clatters into the back of the Porsche, and both cars are out. Steering damaged on the BM. Race leader is Bas Schouten, fastest lap time, and he has got a big advantage over Jos Janssen. And Willem Meyer in the other BMW, there he is, stuck behind 5 Porsches. Dick Freebird right behind him in the jumbo Porsche, goes the long way round the outside. But Willem Meyer breaks later in the light BMW and hangs on inside. Trouble in front, that's Jos Janssen just avoiding the gravel on the exit of Tarzan. Got in too deep, goes from 2nd down to 7th place as the BMW and Porsche both move in front of him. Dan Meyer serves the drive-through for being out of formation at the start. Again with Dick Freeberg, again attacking Willem Meyer. And Meyer down the inside of John de Wilde, contact, around goes the white Porsche. And Freebird and Meyer both move up a spot at the expense of John de Wilde, who tries to roll out of the way. Take a look again on board with Willem Meyer, coming in so much faster than the Porsche, but the Porsche's got to turn in somewhere, and Meyer handed a penalty for that. Well, the incident broke the rim on the Porsche. He came in with a puncture. John de Wilde dropping down to finish 11th after getting knocked out of race 2 at Spa as well. And little luck for Koen Wouters, dropping out of 2nd with mechanical problems.
Ik heb me super geamuseerd in de auto. Tot ik plots over de radio door.
I was having a really good time in the car, but all of a sudden they asked over the radio, what's your oil temperature? Come back into the box. I was confused. I thought, oh, no, too early for the pit stop. I hadn't noticed the smoke from behind, then pulled over. Could have been a good result, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. And a lap after he retired from 2nd, this happened to the race leader. Retirement beckoned for the BMW as well. After around 20 minutes just before the pit stop window opened, the engine was down on 5 cylinders, and then next thing I heard, just a lot of horrible noises. Yeah, it could only be the engine, so I turned it off, and unfortunately the team have got a lot of work to do. Marcel van der Maat, 6th place in Supersport 1. Right in front of the BMW is Ruud Olly, Benjamin van den Berg. In front, oh, and trouble, that's Priscilla Spelman, spinning out of 3rd place in the Lotus Exige. Dennis de Boer, Stan van Oort's Cupra leading. There's the orange machine down the inside, big late attack from Marcel van der Maat, goes by Ruud Olly. Problem for Jonas de Kimper, drifting very wide out to the Arie Luijendijk corner. And you see he goes over the curb, that knocks a hose loose and robs him of the power to make any more progress. Looks like none of the race leaders are having fun. This is Dennis de Boer. De Boer struggling to make it down into the pits.
Ja, ik had de race in mijn zak. Ik reed ruim voorop.
I was really dominating the class, having a race all on my own, way ahead of my rivals. Good pace, low 48s, high 47s, and then it all went wrong. Couldn't shift up anymore, seems to be the paddles, so we changed the steering wheel, and we're down in 10th, a lap down, so getting up the order is out of the question. Race leaders are not too far behind us, so just got to finish the race. Supersport 1 lead battle, René Steenmetz leading through the pit stops, where now Peder Schroers has caught right up, taking over the orange BMW from Marcel van der Maat, looking for a way by. But this is going to be a safety car, surely. That's Roland de Waard, the Lotus Exige, out of the Hunsrück, wide over the curbs, doesn't come back on, bounces in the grass, straight into the barriers.
Zag er wel spectaculairder uit dan het
It looked like a heavy crash, but actually it wasn't that bad. I spun and hit the guardrail with the nose of the car, so the front came off, but the wheels didn't hit anything. Chassis isn't bent, so hopefully we'll have everything to repair the car and get out and have a bit more luck tomorrow. With the safety car out and a cool sea mist drifting in, there's a big change up in the order. Supercar in his black and yellow Porsche started 10th, but benefited from the safety car to lead after the pit stops. Michael Verhagen closing right up in the BMW, started by Willem Meyer. Jos Janssen behind in the Porsche. Verhagen making the move around the outside in Skyflak just in time, because Jean-Marc Schultz crashes and loses a wheel, bringing out another safety car, and that stays out until the checkered flag. So it is victory for Michael Verhagen and Willem Meyer in the BMW, ahead of Senk Sesekar and Jos Janssen, who also benefited from having no result seconds. It was a topsy-turvy podium, and so it was in Supersport 1. René Steenmetz, the leader. Time penalty for mistiming a pit stop. Victory going to Marcel van der Maat, Peder Schroers. Jackie van der Ende and Max Vels get their first podium, ahead of the brothers Benjamin and Robert van den Berg. In Supersport 2, Job and Bart Aronson led from pole to finish first with their BMW 1 Series GTR. Patrick de Freda and Roger Deleu, the championship leaders, finished third, with a whole host of challenges because of post-race penalties. Rob Neiman started from pole in sport and led through to the checkered flag, ahead of Bart Drost and Lucas Kronenfeld. Championship leaders Bart van den Berg and Chris Vogt also getting a penalty.
Op een gegeven moment lagen we goed voor.
I managed to build a big gap to the others. At some stage my lap was big enough to compensate for my result seconds. But then the safety car came out. I had to do it all over again. But everybody's really eager to win in front of such a big crowd. Lots of stuff happened. Another safety car came out, and that's how we finished the race. That's a shame, but the result's a good one anyway. Coming up next, race 2 of the Supercar Challenge powered by Hankook, and it was on Bank Holiday Monday of the Pentecost weekend. Not a blue Monday for fans, as it turned out to be one of the best races of the year so far. This programme is powered by Hankook Tyres, Autosportinsurance.com, and Magla. Create your own digital magazine. Zandvoort in the Netherlands, in the sand dunes on the Dutch North Sea coast, the venue for the second race weekend of the Supercar Challenge powered by Hankook 2018. And Bank Holiday Monday, beautiful conditions for the second race. Pole position for the luckless Bascouten and Vaart Slice. An engine failure in race 1 cost them victory. Their teammates, Willem Meyer and Michael Verhagen, start on the outside of the front row of the grid in a similar BMW M4 silhouette. The twisty Zandvoort circuit really suiting the light, nimble but not so powerful BMWs. The power resides in the Porsches. Henry Zumbrink starts third in the car that he shares with Roger Graals. They didn't have an awful lot of luck with the safety cars in race 1. Fourth on the grid, Dick Freeberg in the jumbo Porsche on these jumbo race days of the weekend. And alongside him is Jos Janssen. Janssen made an epic start in race 1, jumping from fourth on the grid to take the lead, only to lose it again and drop way down the order. John de Wilde starts in 6th position, hoping for a little more luck than in the first race, when he was clattered out by a BMW and finished only 11th. How will this all turn out in front of the packed crowd at Zandvoort? Only one way to find out. Ready to go racing, Bascouten on the left of the picture on pole position, Willem Meyer alongside. The BMWs were jumped by the Porsches at the first start. Jos Janssen made an epic getaway, can he do it again? The BMW's trying to close the door on the inside. That's a much better getaway by both front row men. Look at the white Porsche, that's John de Wilde, sweeps around everybody to go into second, and it's 3 wide behind. Chris Valters on the outside of Dick Freeberg. Through has gone Henry Zumbrink, in contact with Jos Janssen. Freeberg gets shuffled down. The red, white and blue of Chris Valters moves up the order. Jos Janssen didn't get the breaks that he did in this first race, but it's Bascouten from Willem Meyer, John de Wilde, the best of the Porsches, and the rest of the 50-strong entry sweeping through. There's your Supersport leaders. René Steenmetz in the red and white Seat there has got ahead of pole sitter Priscilla Spellman in the Lotus. Down the inside comes Robert Vandenberg as well. The red, white and blue Seat behind is 4th place Jackie van der Ende. Dennis de Boers down to 5th place, having started 4th. And all of our Supersport front runners mingling with the tail of the GT field, and that makes progress difficult for some of them. In the GT field, there's the white car of John de Wilde, third ahead of Henry Zumbrink. Look at this around the outside. Orange and black Bob Herber trying to take 7th from Jos Janssen. Couldn't get through there. Henry Zumbrink all over the back of John de Wilde. Best Porsches. This is the battle for third. Zumbrink down the inside. Up to third. Willem Meyer's BMW just in front. There's Dick Freeberg ahead of Chris Valters, Jos Janssen and Bob Herber. So the jumbo race day car in 5th. Dan Meyer into the pits, not a drive-through this time. He's got soaring oil temperature. And away he goes, just to make sure everything's okay. Bascouten leading in the BMW. And then Willem Meyer with Henry Zumbrink. This is the battle for second. Zumbrink absolutely flying in the Porsche. But the BMW braking much later down into Tarzan. And now the Porsche trying to use the power on the exit. Bascouten out front as Henry Zumbrink attacks Willem Meyer. Michael Verhagen will take that car over later. Verhagen also racing as a wild card in the World TCR Series. Leader in the pit lane, dramas for Bascouten and Vaart Slice. Didn't finish race 1 with an engine failure. The new engine has thrown a drive belt. Looks like they are out of this one as well. Vaardsluis resigned to losing that championship lead they brought to Zandvoort. Here's the battle for 9th place in Supersport 1. Ronald van Loon ahead of Teamx Korreuser and Ollie Taylor in 2 West Suffolk Racing BMWs. Down into Tarzan. Korreuser's already gone through for 9th. This is the battle for 10th. Ollie Taylor inside Ronald van Loon, and through he goes. The Audi of Dylan Costa right behind. The Audi RS3 LMS, that's a TCR spec car, trying to find his way past Ronald van Loon as well. The blue car behind is Supersport 2 class leader Bart Aronson, and the white BMW next up, Martin Lanting, a GT class car. Race leaders in Supersport 1, René Steenmetz in the Cooper ahead of Robert Vandenberg in the 3 Series. Marcel van der Mart's orange BMW is out with fuel pressure problems. Ruud Ollie's dropped down the order as well. Down into Tarzan, Dennis de Boers pulls out of the slipstream of Jackie van der Ende, going the long way round the outside. The 2 Coopers battling wheel to wheel. Van der Ende hanging on in 3rd, de Boers on the dirt, and look right behind, trouble, here comes the Golf of Jonas de Kimper. So 3-way battle for 3rd. Well, no gain there for Dennis de Boers, but he shut the door on de Kimper, just kept him behind. So Jackie van der Ende still hanging on to 3rd place in his Cupra. Slippery surface flags, Roland de Waard out with a blown cooling hose, and maybe it's the lubricant coming out of the repaired Lotus that caused the crash for Chris Wouters. Watch this. No grip, and straight off into the grass in the Rob Slottermarker corner, into the barriers. Well, he's okay, but the chassis is bent, out of the race, and a lot of work to do. Safety car is out as the brothers record their 3rd DNF. Green we go again, the battle for the lead down into the first corner. Willem Meyer outgunned at the start by Henry Zumbrink, but breaks just late enough into the first corner. Down the inside, huge move from Jos Janssen, gets it wrong, clatters into Dick Freeberg, but he did get ahead of Jean de Wilde. Dick Freeberg into the pits with damage from that contact. And the wheel hub machining its way through the rim. Well, he is out. He tried to hang on after that contact from Jos Janssen. Attacking Janssen up to Skyflak. But again, you can hear the noise the car is making at the back. Oh, and there's a little bit of payback before he heads into retirement. Another attack from Henry Zumbrink down into Tarzan. Willem Meyer in the BMW just keeping his nose in front. A real sustained assault. Pit stops for Henry Zumbrink. And Roger Graals there, ready to take over. Busy pit lane here in Zandvoort. Slipping clutch means they're going to have to push the car to get it to go. There's Willem Meyer, offers his congratulations to Henry Zumbrink. A great lead battle. No result seconds for John de Wilde after the pit stops. He's the race leader. Here's the battle for 2nd then. Michael Verhagen closing in on Cenk Sirsekar. The Turkish driver finishing a strong race 1 and strong in race 2 again, but a change for 2nd. Verhagen taking over from Willem Meyer. Sirsekar coming back at him. Started 10th, the Turkish driver. Oh, but contact there. And a half spin means that he can't take 2nd. He'll have to settle for 3rd. Checker flag is out. Victory for John de Wilde. Porsche's 1st and 3rd. Start of the race, I was already chasing the leaders, went from 6th to 3rd onto the tail of the BMWs. After a while, one of them dropped out, then Zumbrink managed to get by me, ended up in a lead battle with the other BMW. Then all I had to do was stay close, managed to keep the lead after the pit stops, so finally had a good race result. It's all changed at the top of the championship standings. John de Wilde's victory ahead of Michael Verhagen and Willem Meyer sees the BMW M4 Silhouette duo take the points lead and dropping down into 8th place with a 2nd DNF, Vaardsluis and Bas Schouten. Bob Herber in 2nd, Cenk Sirsekar with a great weekend in Zandvoort jumps up to 3rd ahead of Roger Graals. No, they're not starting up the barbecue early. This is rubber pickup burning on the brakes of Dennis de Boerst's set as he hands over to Stan van Oord. Came in 4th place, having worked his way up the order. 3rd place man Stan van Oord right behind the fellow Cupra driver René Steenmetz. And there's your leader, Benjamin van der Berg in the BMW 3 Series. Steinmetz on the outside, but he's got better momentum onto the straight. Jos Janssen trying to come round Supercar. Oh, and the same as race 1. He goes off this time a little earlier in Tarzan. And a long way off. Yellow flags out at Tarzan. Battle for second between the two Seats. René Steinmetz on the outside, drifts out wide. Stan van Oord holds his line and goes through into second place in Supersport 1. René Steinmetz saying, come on, you took the place illegally. Now Stan van Oord attacking the race leader, Benjamin van den Berg. René Steinmetz on the outside wants to take back the place that he thinks was stolen from him. He's very deep under braking. Can he go around the outside and take both of them? Hasn't got the momentum to get by the BMW, but Stan van Oord can't get his nose back into second. Last lap at Zandvoort, 3 cars in it for victory in Supersport 1. Benjamin van den Berg leading, Stan van Oord in second, René Steinmetz back to third position. Down to the Audi S for the last time, around the outside. Stan van Oord wants to go outside, inside, not enough room there. Little bump with Benjamin van den Berg. The BMW stays in front. Stan van Oordstad watching, 2 corners to go. Yellow flags out there, so no overtaking. It's down to the drag race to the line. Stan van Oord going the long way around the outside. Benjamin van den Berg on the inside. It's going to be a 1-2 finish. No, here comes René Steinmetz. It's going to be 3 wide. The checkered flag is ready. Who's going to win this? It's a Seat, but which one? It is René Steinmetz. 28 thousandths of a second in front of Stan van Oord. Benjamin van den Berg, incredibly, only third. What a finish after an hour of racing.
Spannend kon het niet. Echt.
The most exciting finish ever, I think, says René Steinmetz. I saw them struggling through the final corner. I knew I'd get a run on the inside. I think I won by a foot. Perfect revenge for yesterday when they took away my victory with a time penalty. Fantastic. Stan van Oord losing second for that illegal pass under yellow, so he drops down to 5th position, moving the Van den Bergs up to second. Jonas de Kimper on the podium with his Golf. Well, a hard-fought and well-deserved victory for René Steinmetz, and that has changed the championship as well. He is now 4 points ahead of the Van den Berg brothers. Dennis de Borst and Stan van Oord came here with a points lead. They're now down to third. In Supersport 2, as a BMW 1-2, Mark Diekers ahead of Peter Colvine. Peugeot driver Nicolas Delonc in third. Father and son duo, the Aronsons, finish a lap down after winning the first day. Nicolas Delonc now ties them second in the standings. Start of the race in the sport class. Chris Vogt dropping down the order. Watch the BMW of Henk Teppelo down the inside of Lucas Grunewald for third place. And the Z4 Silhouette squeezes through. For recovering until this incident. Outside-inside move on Bart Drost for second. And then contact at the apex there in Tarzan. Lots of damage for the Peugeot. Bart Drost spun around and dropped down the order. The Peugeot continues, but Bart Drost saying, I got tapped from behind and spun, rejoined at the back of the field. Car seemed to be okay, managed to keep the pace up, but then after the pit stops, got to Skyflak, suddenly lost all the steering, and then had to retire. Well, Chris Vogt was black and orange flagged to have the car repaired. They too dropped down the order, but there was problems all round for their rivals. Rob Neiman, the race leader, crawling back to the pit lane. He dropped to fourth. Puncture for Lucas Grunewald. He would retire in the pit lane. Henk Teppel and Harold Vesseling were already out in the BMW fuel problems, leaving Renault Clio driver Pascal Earhart chasing a VW Golf, but he'd drop out as well. So a weird race result. Chris Vogt and Bart van der Broek's damaged car winning the sport class, with newcomers second and third on the podium. Championship lead still held by Rob Neiman, despite finishing fourth. Chris Vogt and Bart van der Broek, though, are much closer. Well, that's it for a hugely entertaining Zandvoort weekend. That's it then from a jam-packed Zandvoort. It'll be rocking to the rafters again in August for the Gamma Race Day. But before that, we're off to Zolder next time out, and we'll see you there. Bye for now. This programme is powered by Hankook Tyres, Autosportinsurance.com, and Magla. Create your own digital magazine.